Hey, what up, guys? Real Geek, aka Wicked Specialist here, to talk to you about Avengers No Road Home, which I just finished up reading the final issue of. This was a fantastic 10 issue weekly miniseries, um, a sequel to last year's Avengers Weekly event, Avengers No Surrender, which introduced the Grandmaster's daughter. Now she doesn't play as much of a role in this one, but she is one of the featured characters. She kind of redeemed herself. She was kind of a villain in the last one. Now she's more helping out here. In this series, Nyx, the goddess of night, broke out of her eternal prison and slaughtered the Olympian gods. Very much, it was very similar to Hela's backstory and plan in Thor Ragnarok, in that she is a forgotten daughter who's been imprisoned and then comes out and starts to wreck shit, and that's basically what she did. In this one, she got opposed by a random team of Avengers, including some people who aren't normally Avengers, like Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy, and Conan shows up midway through the series, about the halfway point. Conan gets introduced, which is basically setting up him to bring him to the main modern time Marvel universe for Savage Avengers next month, and I'm looking forward to that one. But this book, on the whole, was a lot of fun. Not the biggest fan of weekly comics, because you have to go out and to stay at current on, you have to spend money every week to get the next chapter, which I did because I was hooked on the story and the art was phenomenal. This issue concludes in a way that I would not have thought it would have concluded. I'm going to be some spoilers for this issue here, so if you haven't read it or you care about spoilers, go ahead and stop this video now. I'll say that the comic is a good read and definitely worth picking up. But okay, and that's it. If you don't want to see spoilers, but if you want to keep knowing about like how this issue goes down, it goes in a very meta fashion. And the last issue, Vision was torn apart and went into this house in Long Island, this mystical, magical house, and this house turned out to be a force of creation, the House of Ideas, a reference to Marvel Comics' nickname from the past, and then they get into some super meta Tom King-y deconstruction of the genre. Is very meta, and I really liked it. Like the first page alone, like, let me just show you this first page. I was like, oh, okay, this, I love it when they do this whole like meta thing. And that is just some cool art. Like, I would just frame that. I'd get a frame for that bit right there. That's super meta. It's like Duck Amuck, that classic Looney Tunes cartoon meets Marvel, basically. The force of creation. Vision getting recreated. There's some nods to his past looks there. And then he gets reborn in a new version of himself, looking much like the old one. And then it gets kind of like the end of the Kree Skull War in the comics, when Rick Jones pulled the World War II heroes out of the visions of the imagined heroes out of his head and used those to save the day. It's kind of what happens here as Vision pulls forth heroes from Marvel's past and present to defeat Nyx. And then there's a great touch to him looking like the original Human Torch, which is a whole other complicated story, which somebody else may cover on their own YouTube channel. Getting, deep delve into the Vision and the original Human Torch and their complicated past. But that's a nice little touch visually. And then the issue pretty much concludes a nice little epilogue, setting up Hercules' and the future new old Olympian gods in space. That could be set up for a future book later on if people want to see it. I kind of want to see it, so hopefully that happens. And in the end, Avengers No Road Home, it was a fantastic weekly series. Definitely worth picking up all 10 issues if you can find them. Conan is in the Marvel Universe now. Conan is in the modern Marvel Universe. And he is about to go wreck shit with Wolverine and Venom and the Punisher next month in Savage Avengers. And I am there for that. I am all for that happening. That series is like... Savage Avengers is like it's going to be like if you were 12 years old and you were putting together a team, like, what would you want to see? Like, if I was 12 years old in 1992, I'd be like, well, yeah, throw Wolverine and Venom and the Punisher because they're all cool. And you know what? Hell, can we put Conan in here? Yes, throw Conan in the mix too. Like, what? It sounds so ridiculous and awesome, and that is one of the reasons why I love comics. And this issue here is another reason why I love comics, when they can be smart and action-packed and then meta and make you think back to things from the past as well. That is my kind of shit. That is what I like to see, and Avengers No Road Home is definitely worth picking up all 10 issues. However you read your comics, go read them, go buy them, go support your local comic shop. And that is it for this Talking Comics. I'll be back next time when I find something that sparks my fancy. So until next time, guys, stay geeky and peace.